The FBI now saying thousands of potential ISIS fighters are here in America. They're being told on social media to kill, kill, kill. And overseas, the terror group's influence also spreading as it targets Christians each and every day. Our next guest has been to that part of the world where the Christians are under attack. Author of Defying ISIS, Preserving Christianity in the Place of Its Birth. And in your own backyard, Johnny Moore joins us live now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Real pleasure. We have talked extensively on this program about how ISIS in particular is trying to wipe every Christian off the face of the planet in that part of the world. If they could do it here, they would as well.
Yeah, they absolutely would. You know, the Arab Spring produced a Christian winter. That's what happened. And now we're witnessing the threat of eradication of Christianity all across that part of the world. So the Christian population in Iraq alone has declined from 1.5 million to under 300,000 in the last several years. Now, ISIS is going place to place, city to city, and if they had their chance, they would kill every single Christian in this part of the world. And by the way, Christianity has been there and thrived there for 2,000 years. The apostles are the first ones that preached in Iraq.
Right now, you are trying to save the life of a Christian nun by the name of Sister Diana, right? Tell us her story.
Yeah, Sister Diana is saving lots of lives herself. That's what she's doing. She's been twice displaced by terrorists in 2009 from Mosul and then by ISIS in Karakosh late last year. And so she's living in Erbil now, taking care of thousands of Christians and Muslims and Yazidis and everybody else. And so we were bringing her to testify to Congress with letters of endorsement from Democrats and Republicans, from two NGOs, to give her firsthand account.
Sure.
She goes to the embassy in Erbil, and we deny her. And
what?
Yeah, we didn't give her a visa.
The U.S. government?
The U.S.
said
government.
You can't come.
She has an endorsement letter from the Democrat Congresswoman Anna Eshoo, from Frank Wolf, the longtime Republican in Northern Virginia, two major NGOs. She has an invitation from the Foreign Relations Committee of the Senate to testify, and we denied her. And the reason why we denied her is because she's an IDP, so she can't...
What does that mean?
She's an internally displaced person, so she can't prove her place of residence, right? So they said to her, essentially...
She's a missionary.
She's a nun. I mean, how harmful can a nun be? And they essentially said to her, when you can go back to Karakosh and you can prove you live there, then we'll let you in America. And you know who owns Karakosh right now? ISIS.
Absolutely. Why haven't we heard the president talk about not just her case, but just the plight of the Christians throughout that region?
I think this entire administration refuses to frame this conflict in religious terms. And you can't understand it and you can't resolve it unless you do. And here's a fact. You know, right now, if you study the social media of ISIS, there's some pretty alarming things. The University of Milan studied it, and they found late last year that 1 in 5 Arabic language tweets in the United States of America with the acronym ISIS in them were in support of ISIS. 1 out of 5 in this country, in the United States of America.
That is terrifying.
And there are people all across the world whose religious ideology compels them to join this movement, whether it makes sense or not. And the fact is, if we don't stop it there, we'll face it here more and more.
You're not the first person to say that. Let's just hope somebody is listening in Washington. It would be nice if Sister Diana were allowed into the United States.
Everyone needs to call and write and put pressure on now.
All right. Johnny Moore, we thank you very much for joining us live today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Meanwhile,